The open, or if you do, just cue me when I say that I'm on, and I'll start.
It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action. Welcome to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rhett Sifford, and I am live at Enterprise High School in Enterprise, Utah, and I do feel a little guilty, a little bit sad just interrupting David and Bill Boyle like that, but we do have the Enterprise Round Robin getting set to tip off here tonight, and it's going to be the San Juan boys taking on the Roland Hall boys as we get underway here this evening. This is game one of the varsity matchups. Later on here after ours is going to be American Heritage in here to take on the hometown, the host of this tournament, Enterprise Wolves. And so the nightcap will be a lot of fun, and whoever wins this first one here that's about to tip off will take on the winner of that game tomorrow at 3, and whoever loses this one here tonight takes on the loser at 1:30. And we are underway, so we do welcome you in as Roland Hall will possess to start, and they draw the first foul of the night immediately. I'll try to get to some starters here in just a minute. In the meanwhile, we're just going to be calling names, I think, or actually I've got to get these guys all in, so I'll call numbers at least. It's going to be 3. Let's see. For San Juan, 25. 5, it looks like. Yeah, this is, I'm a little bit behind, so this is going to take me a minute to catch up. I think 14. Who else am I missing out there? Oh, we've got a player back here, and it looks like it was number 35 missing free throws, so I'll have to get to that in a moment. And we'll try to get Roland Hall's starters out there now. 2 and 34, I see. San Juan, meanwhile, is trying and indeed scoring the opening basket. Anthony Doan in an add one opportunity. Caleb, I might need you to help me catch up on plays here. I am stretching my brain trying to get signed in. Here we go. Just getting numbers. Let's see. 35 is out there for Roland Hall. 34 is out there. I think I've got all the starters out there. Anthony Doan does complete the three-point play. And so the Broncos have a 3-0 lead. So indeed, missing the free throws was Landon Brady for Roland Hall. For San Juan, Anthony Doan scoring and the add one. So we've got the score correct, and I'm not sure. It looks like the first foul was to Landon. Well, Landon Brady's guilty of a foul, I guess, but I missed the San Juan foul. So we'll have to get that. And now the ball on the sideline. Roland Hall will keep it and inbound on the far sideline. And now I'm finally underway, 40 seconds into the game. So my apologies there for the delayed start, folks. Just scrambling a little bit. And I'll try to catch up on the fouls. Anyway, here's a missed jumper for Searing, the leading scorer for this team, and maybe I'll get a chance to get to that in a little bit. Anthony Doan wide open in the left corner, but drives to the lane. Now they'll kick it to the outside. Now back inside in traffic. The reverse layup is too hard off the glass for Jake Ivins. And running the other direction is Roland Hall. And so a defensive board for them. And I've missed rebounds as well, so those stats will be unofficial as always. Here are a couple misses, a couple of offensive rebounds, though, and finally a putback for Landon Brady. And he gets his first field goal of the night and Roland Hall's first field goal. And I didn't see who missed the first shot on that sequence, but I know Roland Hall had a miss right there. So maybe we'll just give that to Luke Dowdle. Sorry, Luke, if that wasn't your shot. But meanwhile, San Juan back in the offensive end with it. Anthony Doan right wing, and now goes left wing cross court for Daly. Daly will bounce it back to Doan. Doan spins into the paint and lobs it up. The right-hand finish is good. And it's 5-2 San Juan. We're 2 minutes into this one here. The opening game of a round-robin tournament tonight between the varsity teams. JV teams already playing. I know the San Juan boys beat Roland Hall pretty handily. Here is Luke Dowdle draining a 3 for Roland Hall, meanwhile, and we are all tied 5 apiece. 5:40 remaining in the opening quarter. Now Jake Ivins having trouble. Nearly turned the ball over, but does an outstanding job to keep possession and hands off to Dally. Now they'll swing it back around the perimeter. Here's Anthony Doan. Same move that he scored on last time, but this time it's yanked away from him, so it is stolen by Roland Hall. And they were on the run, and on the run up, it looks like stepping on the sideline was Ian Meller. Or no, it looks like San Juan knocked the ball out of bounds. So Roland Hall will reset from the near sideline with 5:22 to go in the opening quarter, and we're all tied at 5 here. So Roland Hall avoids the turnover, and now they can set it up in the offensive end. Yeshi Searing, this Winged Lions leading scorer, hands off this time, and a little bit of a flat runner here going left was no good, but William Chin missing the first try, and then a three-point try is no good for Dowdle. But meanwhile, Roland Hall right now really out-rebounding San Juan here in the early stages. And this ball bounces out of bounds on the ensuing action. So San Juan will get it here with 5. Well, clock is still running. Now they've got it stopped. It looks like 5:08 showing, and San Juan inbounding. And the Broncos dealing with a little bit of a press here, mid-court press from Roland Hall, and now they'll get it in, and Dally a three from the left corner is no good, and rebounded by Roland Hall. So my stats are unofficial, but I've got Roland Hall for 5 boards to none for San Juan here in this early stages of this game. And now here are the Winged Lions back in the offensive end. San Juan, the road team, by the way, technically in this game, and there's a nice spinning hook shot for William Chin off the glass and in with the right hand. 7-5 as Roland Hall takes their first lead of the game. Anthony Doan, meanwhile, answers with a 3. And the Broncos take that lead right back, 8-7. So the teams trade buckets, and now Roland Hall with it back in the offensive end. Baseline drive for Miller, kicks it out, and missing the shot is number 41, Rafael Andre, and San Juan gets the defensive board. And again, I may have missed some defensive boards for San Juan, but right now, Roland Hall winning that battle. Now we get a travel called against R.J. Dally. That'll turn it back over to the Winged Lions. So San Juan committing the first turnover on my stat sheet. Again, I was a little delayed getting started, so my apologies there, and some of my stats are going to be missing, that's for sure, but I've dealt with that from myself for a long time. Meanwhile, here's Luke Dowdle draining another 3. He likes the left wing, and the Broncos may have to make some defensive adjustments to keep him a little bit quieter. He's not their leading scorer, but he is right now. And trying to answer is Jagger Neves for San Juan, but no dice on that 3. And rebounded by Roland Hall, but San Juan will steal it back away, and Anthony Doan runs the court, misses the finger roll, though. And San Juan got their first steal of the game on that sequence, but it looks like the ball out of bounds on the rebound to San Juan here. So the Broncos will keep it. It was a jump ball, so the arrow to San Juan. And so that will keep it in the offensive side for the Broncos. But now in traffic, Jake Ivins trying to go up and get it to work. I mean, through a lot of traffic, but no dice on that. But the Broncos got their own rebound. It wasn't really a rebound. I guess it was just a loose ball. But now San Juan draws the first Roland Hall foul of the night. Actually, that's not true. It's their third. So I know I missed one from Landon Brady, and now William Chin gets this one, and it sends Justice Black to the line for the Broncos. And he's wearing number 24 instead of 34 when he's in the road uni, and he misses the first of the 2 shots, it appears. Second shot on the way, nothing but net, though. So Justice Black, 50% on his first trip to the line. And the Broncos are back to within 1. It's 10-9. We are just over 3 minutes left as Roland Hall into the offensive end. And a 3 for William Chin drops from the right corner. So San Juan down by 4, 13-9. And the Broncos with their hands full here in this first quarter against Roland Hall. Into the paint, nice pass. Anthony Doan with a circus over-under and ends up spinning it off the glass for the bucket. Nice right-handed finish for the senior, and it's 13-11. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. This has been a fast-paced start. And Roland Hall with it in the offensive end. Their leading scorer drives in, now kicks out into the corner. Back to Searing, and a long-range three on the way, bounces off. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos will run it up. Jake Ivins hands off to Black, now down into the corner to Doan. Spins into the paint, kicks, straightaway three, a little flat from Justice Black. Rebounded by San Juan, though. And the Broncos work again. Justice Black floats up a little finger roll, no good. And on this rebound, I believe a foul to San Juan. It was a push. And it was on, let's see, it'll be Justice Black. Using that body in there, and that time he's called for it. No press from the Broncos. And with just over 2 minutes to go, Roland Hall will walk it into the front court. A little reverse play here, and now pulling up for an 18-footer and draining it. Fresh off the bench is Angus Hickman, the junior guard. And so that increases the lead back to 4, 15-11. That was just a 2-point basket. San Juan with it back in their offensive end, and Anthony Doan sends it near court for Jake Ivins. Back to Doan, right wing three is a little long. Rebounded by San Juan, though, and Justice Black gets the putback. So the Broncos stayed with it there, and it paid off. And they're back to within 2 points. It's 15-13. Just under 90 seconds to go in the opening quarter here tonight in the first game of the Enterprise Round Robin Varsity Tournament. And we're going to get a foul, it looks like, on San Juan down on the baseline. And that's Justice Black again. Oh, Anthony Doan, sorry. I thought it was Justice, but thought it was going to be 24. That was the old foul that was still up on the board. Roland Hall is at the line for this one, and Noah Bakazi misses the first of 2 foul shots. Second one is good. 16-13 now for Roland Hall, who have led since they took the lead here a little bit ago. And San Juan with it back in the offensive end. Jake Ivins on the far side. That's the right wing for the Broncos in this half. Jagger, Neves, and he working a give and go. Now Jake will drive. Ran into traffic, though. Hands off to Trip Palmer. Now back to Jake Ivins. Low on the right wing, and now sends it out high to Neves. Back to Ivins on the wing, and to Neves again in traffic. He drives inside the free throw line and hits the 8-foot runner. Nice play, strong shot from Jagger Neves. And it is 16-15 as the Broncos are back to within 1. Roland Hall in the offensive end with it. Straightaway look here for number 41, Rafael Andre. And now a long shot from the corner is no good for Dowdle. Rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos run it up. Anthony Doan fell down and ended up kicking it out. Jake Ivins hands to Trip Palmer. Left corner three is no good, and rebounded by Roland Hall. And the Winged Lions work it into the offensive end now with 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and a 16-15 lead for the Winged Lions. Here's a runner driving right to left and shooting back right. Missing was Chin. Rebounded by San Juan, and they work it in. Anthony Doan can't score, though, as they got a couple tries underneath the basket there as the buzzer sounded. So Chen missed the 2. Anthony Doan with the rebound. And then a couple missed opportunities there, but Doan did get his own rebound under there, and unfortunately the Broncos unable to get points, and after 1 quarter of play, it's Roland Hall 16, San Juan 15 here in the first game of this round-robin tournament at Enterprise High School. We're glad you've joined us. We'll take a quick break, and we'll return to Enterprise. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. 10 seconds. Back live to Enterprise High School. It's Rhett Sifford welcoming you in. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Jump ball now as we're underway in the second quarter. And Yeshi Searing, just a searing drive actually right down the lane for Roland Hall, scoring the opening bucket of the second quarter. San Juan now will get it on this alternating possession, and Trip Palmer can't score on the inbound play. Roland Hall takes it away on the defensive board. And they'll work it in quickly. Searing right down the middle again, high off the glass with the lob, no good. And rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos work it back into the offensive end. Now Searing steals it away, and he'll run it up, but the Broncos D got back in time. Here's a three on the way. Misses everything from Ian Malore, and it's pulled down by San Juan. The Broncos work it in quickly. Here's a wide open right wing three for Daly. Yes! And we are all tied again, 18 all, 1 minute into the second quarter. So it's a brand new game once again. And here's Luke Dowdle on the drive left to right. He's fouled as he tries to go around Trip Palmer. And this is one of those games where it's kind of sparsely attended in here, and after I make a play-by-play call, I can hear myself echoing across the gym. That's always a little embarrassing, I guess, if you will. You're in here yelling like this and no one else making noise. I think the crowds are going to show up tonight for the nightcap when the host Enterprise Wolves welcome American Heritage in here. So we're going to start getting a crowd. There's a double dribble. That'll be a turnover for Roland Hall and back San Juan's direction. So both teams have turned it over once tonight unofficially. Roland Hall has a couple steals as well. San Juan with one in this one, and the Broncos have come back to start leading in the rebounding battle as well. And, of course, all these stats unofficial, and we'll report all that at halftime, but the Broncos do have it officially back in the offensive end. Some quick touch passing here just around the perimeter and then inside, but it looks like a lane violation is coming against San Juan, so that'll be the Broncos' second turnover. And we'll give it to Roland Hall here coming the other way. And it's Searing on the run across the timeline, now pulls up. Moving left, right, and stepping into him, making contact is Brigham Nielsen. So Nielsen will be called for the foul. San Juan's folks are saying that Searing threw the elbow, but the foul coming to Brigham Nielsen. You rarely, I'm going to say you never win those arguments. If you're a coach or a fan, once the ref makes that call, it's pretty much in the books. And so Roland Hall will reset from the far sideline. Broncos with 2 fouls in the second quarter now. Here's Yeshi Searing with a drive again right up the gut. So they're letting him penetrate, but this time he misses the shot. He does draw the foul, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be the first on Jake Ivins tonight, and the Broncos' third in the quarter. And Yeshi Searing at the line. And he is their leading scorer coming into this game. Searing was averaging almost 19 points a game, 132 points in the 7 games. 2-5 record for Roland Hall coming in. San Juan 3-5 coming in. And again, my apologies just with the way it's going today on the broadcasts. No real opportunity to do a pregame, so we didn't really get a chance to talk about the teams. San Juan, meanwhile, putting up a shot. Anthony Doan, I think that was a 2. Maybe it was a 3. Did you see if that was a 3? Maybe we'll give him a missed 3, I think. And then on the rebound, it comes down to Roland Hall. And they will work it in with a light press. San Juan playing some man D here, actually. And Jake Ivins, it was a 2. So I might have to see if I can figure that out. But Roland Hall, meanwhile, with it in the offensive end. And we're going to get an offensive foul. Maybe a bit of a makeup call here on William Chin, it looks like. And let's see. That'll be his second. I am correct on that one. And Roland Hall's first in the second quarter. We've got 5:45 to go in the frame, and Roland Hall has regained a very slim lead, 19-18. Here's Jayton Knight missing a three and rebounded by Roland Hall. Now a three for them is good. Out of the right corner, it's Ian Malore draining his first field goal of the day, and it's a big one. It makes it a 22-18 lead for Roland Hall as they start to establish a little bit of momentum again. San Juan back with it in the offensive end, and again, just working it with the quick passes on the perimeter right now, looking for an opportunity inside. Anthony Doan takes a shot to the face. Play continues, and now the Broncos end up almost losing the ball, but stepping in, committing a foul is Yeshi Searing here. And so the Broncos will reset in the front court, and that is the first to Searing and the second for Roland Hall in the quarter. So and Anthony Doan has to tie his shoes every game. It may be I'm sorry, he's down here. That was Jake Ivins tying his shoes, so I'm incorrect. It's a new man instigating the play here tonight. And here's an R.J. Daly three, the right wing shot off the glass, a little bit long off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Roland Hall. And the Wing Lions run it up, and they'll set it up. Left to right, and now handing off. And we got guys off the bench. Noah Bakazi with the basketball. Now into the middle, moving right through, and injuring his ankle as he came down on R.J. Daly's foot was Bakazi, and he is hobbled underneath the glass here as he hopped down and lost control out of bounds. So it's going to be a turnover for Roland Hall, and it looks like Bakazi's going to have help getting off the court here. So that is not a good sign, and we'll keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll see him return. That looks painful. It looks like he probably rolled the ankle over when he came down on Daly's foot. So hopefully Bakazi will be okay. He averages over 4.5 points for this Ring Lion team. And now here is San Juan back in the offensive end with it. Trip Palmer spinning into the paint right in front of the bucket, and he rolls it up and in. And the Broncos are back on the board and back to within 2. It's 22-20 with 4:15 to go in the half here at Enterprise High School in the round robin tournament. Here's a three, no good for Malore. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos run it up. Here's a bucket and a foul for Jake Ivins, or are they going to wave it off on a charge? It looks like it's going to be called a charge underneath. So Jake Ivins will be guilty of his second. And the Broncos now with 4 in the quarter. So another foul for San Juan will put Roland Hall in the bonus. And this has been a quick pace first half so far. We started late, so that allowed David and Bill Boyle to go a little bit longer on the Monticello boys against Nucla at the Bulldog Classic tonight in Dove Creek. Now Roland Hall up underneath, and a good job outweighting the defense. Landon Brady up with the late jumper from underneath and rolls it in. And it is 24-20, a 4-point lead once again for the Wing Lions. Jayton Knight and Jake Ivins working a give and go. Now R.J. Daly three from the left corner is no good, and rebounded by Roland Hall. And the Wing Lions quickly back in the offensive end, into the paint. Moving right, shooting left with the hook, and missing was Angus Hickman. Rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos have it back in the offensive end. Is that Justice Black scoring? Did you see if that was Justice? It was Jake Ivins, excuse me. So Jake Ivins getting his first points of the night. That's a big bucket for Jake, and pulls San Juan back to within 2, and now it looks like they're going to call Anthony Doan for a foul here. And that will be his second, and that does put Roland Hall into the bonus. So they'll be shooting from here on out with 3 minutes still to go in the first half, and already a 24-22 lead. It has been up to 4 on a couple occasions in this game. And now that they're shooting, we'll see if the Broncos can keep this at bay. And that's a break right there as Max Rehovic, the senior guard, misses the first of 2. So the Broncos have got to box out in the key here and try to get this defensive board after this foul shot from Rehovic. It's on the way, and it rims in this time. So no rebound opportunity, and it's a 3-point lead for Roland Hall, 25-22. We're under 3 minutes to go in the half. R.J. Daly, left wing three, just took it. It wasn't really wide open. No good, and then out of bounds off Roland Hall. And the Broncos will reset from the offensive baseline. And in for the first time tonight is Weston Jones getting some varsity action here. And he inbounds to Jayton Knight. Justice Black was open on the left wing, dribbles, and now lost the handle, tried to swat it over to Daly, but swatted it too hard down in the corner and out of bounds. So a turnover for San Juan, their third of the game, and that'll give it back to Roland Hall. 2:44 to go in the first half. The Winged Lions will walk it up. No press from San Juan. Jagger Neves awaits Yeshi Sering as he brings it in. Sering goes around Neves to the hole and doesn't get the roll. That's a break for San Juan. The Broncos also get the defensive rebound, and they work it in. And now on the perimeter, it's almost intercepted, but Jagger Neves pulls it down out of the sky, missed the runner, and here comes Yeshi Sering the other way. And they're going to go to the right wing, and a three is good for Luke Dowdle. Luke Dowdle hitting the three, and it's 28-22. The 6-point lead is the largest of the night for Roland Hall. San Juan back in the offensive end. Jagger Neves to Jayton Knight. His shot was blocked. And it's down. Looks like a foul is going to be called here. Did it just a jump ball, actually? It was pressed from the top, and so the jump ball will go to San Juan. And so that's a break for the Broncos, who avoid the turnover here. And down by 6, looking to try to cut into this Roland Hall deficit here. We have 1:45 left in the first half. It is the first game of a round-robin tournament here at Enterprise High School tonight. American Heritage was coming into town to take on the host Enterprise Wolves this evening in the nightcap. And that one, I'm assuming, gets underway at 7 tonight, maybe 6:30. Actually, I guess maybe that game could get underway at 6. It could be scheduled for 6. I'm not 100% certain. But at any rate, that'll determine who San Juan plays tomorrow and when. And, of course, what they do here tonight, as Justice Black misses a jumper off the inbound play. They got the look they wanted. Roland Hall with the defensive board, though, and running right through the D and scoring hard off the glass is Luke Dowdle. So Dowdle has 11 points to lead all scoring. And San Juan has it back in the offensive end, now down by 8. This is the largest deficit for San Juan, and the Broncos going to try to work on it here. Justice Black in traffic. San Juan having to work the quick passing here to try to keep this away from the defense. Now Jagger Neves in traffic, baseline drive, and the shot had no chance. And it's rebounded once again by Roland Hall. Here's a three on the way, and good for number 21 over on the far side. So everybody getting in on it now as Angus Hickman drains the three. And now the ball stolen away by Roland Hall, and they're going to call a timeout with 45 seconds to go in the half. And now an 11-point lead for Roland Hall. They get the steal right here, and they've got the momentum. The Broncos with their hands full. We're going to take a quick break ourselves, winding down the first half. And the Broncos down by 11. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops live from Enterprise High School on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Back live to Enterprise High School. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in. It's the first game of a 2-game round-robin tournament in Enterprise, as out of the timeout, Roland Hall turns the steal into points as Max Rahovic uses his size to work right through the San Juan D, lay it up and in, and it is a 13-point lead now for the Winged Lions. And now Yeshi Sering is going to steal coast to coast, and he lays it up and in, and he has 5 on the night. It is 37-22 now for Roland Hall, as the Winged Lions really starting to stretch it now, and the Broncos on their heels quite a bit, as Jagger Neves can't get the runner to go, but the rebound is knocked out of bounds by Roland Hall, so San Juan will get it here. And let's see, this is going to be Weston Jones to inbound here. And so Jones looking for an option. And I think the Wing Lions defense right now has really been the trouble for San Juan, and I didn't realize the time was so tight. Jayton Knight throws up a three at the buzzer, unable to get it. And so that is the first half in the books, and it is a 37-22 lead for Roland Hall in this first game of the round-robin tournament. Again, the winner plays at 3, and the loser plays at 1:30 tomorrow against either American Heritage or Enterprise. And so that's what's in store. We're going to take a moment here and let you know that High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part tonight by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Reds Ace Hardware, and Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores. That is a mouthful. And again, that is only in part. We've got a lot more sponsors, and a huge thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. We could not do it without you, especially when we travel like we do most weekends. So a big thanks, and we'll continue thanking you, obviously, throughout the broadcast. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back out with first half stats. After 16 minutes, it's Roland Hall on top of San Juan, 37-22. Here in Enterprise, stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In the scope of a lifetime, 10 minutes may seem like no time at all. But when it comes to suicide, 10 minutes is often long enough to reconsider the decision to end one's own life. If you have a friend or family member who is struggling with suicide or depression, talk to them about temporarily storing their firearms away from their home. Because even a 10-minute delay can make a lifetime of difference. Let's help end tragic firearm deaths in Utah.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Back live to Enterprise High School. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in. It is the first game of a round-robin tournament here tonight for the San Juan boys basketball team, and we're glad you've joined us. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's another full weekend of high school hoops here on our airwaves on both the internet and through the FM radio frequency at 92.7, but so far a tough one. We've got the Monticello boys and girls playing in the Bulldog Classic in Dove Creek, and I guess it's not a tough one for Nucla right now. Nucla trying to beat both the girls and the boys and just checking in there at Dove Creek. Nucla leading the Monticello boys right now 41-23, and they were already victorious on the girls' side today. So it is looking like in danger of Monticello going 0-2 on the day, and then that will determine what time games are tomorrow. But, of course, we're going to have 3 games each day, so this is the third game of today's action. And then 3 more games tomorrow. The Monticello teams at Dove Creek and the San Juan boys, of course, finishing things up here either at 1:30 or 3 tomorrow. But it was real close after one quarter here against Roland Hall. 16-15 in favor of the Wing Lions after one frame, but Roland Hall took it away in the second quarter. The Broncos just let them take the momentum, and they outscored San Juan 21-7 in that second quarter. So the Broncos find themselves down by 15 headed into the second half. And so the Broncos will have their work cut out for them, that's to be sure, in the second half. Let's take a look at our halftime statistics, and starting with team stats first, shooting-wise. And the Wing Lions shooting 50% from the floor, 14 of 28. The Broncos not where they want to be, way down at 28%, 9 of 32 in the first half. So they need to bring that percentage up, that's to be sure. From inside the arc, Roland Hall 8 of 17 for 47% in the first half. San Juan 7 of 19 for 37%. From beyond the arc, the Wing Lions fairly impressive, 6 of 11 for 55%. And the Broncos way down at 15%, just 2 of 13. So a lot of bricks being thrown up from beyond the arc for San Juan in that first half. From the free throw line, the Broncos doing well, but not enough shots yet. Just 2 of 3 for 67%. Wing Lions right now not needing the free throw baskets, and they are 3 of 8 for 38%. It looks like the team's pretty equal on the boards, at least unofficially. My stats, of course, are exceptionally unofficial every game in and game out. I've got 16 boards for San Juan in the first half, 15 for Roland Hall. On the turnovers, 3 of them for San Juan, 2 for Roland Hall. Steals, 3 for Roland Hall and 1 for San Juan. Individual scoring now, and leading all scorers so far in this one is Luke Dowdle with 11 for Roland Hall. He's having some help on his team, though. Yeshi Searing, their leading scorer, coming in, has 5, as does William Chin, as does Angus Hickman. It's a 4-point night so far for Landon Brady, 3 for both Max Rehovitt and Ian Malore. And then it looks like the round-out point is Noah Bakazi's single point. 3-point baskets, 6 of them for Roland Hall, 3 of them to Luke Dowdle. That's not a shock. He is leading scoring here tonight, and he had the hot hand from beyond the arc in that first half. 1 3-pointer for William Chin and Angus Hickman and Ian Malore as well. So that gives you the 6 for Roland Hall. Individual scoring now for the San Juan Broncos in the first half. Anthony Doan leading the way with 10, but he's not getting a whole lot of help. 3 each from R.J. Daly and Justice Black, and then everybody else only has 2. Jagger Neves, Jake Ivins, and Trip Palmer. The Broncos 2 3-point baskets, 1 each for Doan and Black. So the offense is going to need to come back out of the locker room here in the second half and get back in gear. Teams are coming out on the floor to warm back up for the second half. We'll take one more break and come back out for the third quarter. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lisle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Back live to Enterprise High School as we get set for the second half of Game 1 of this round robin tournament here at Enterprise High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We're glad you've joined us. As just checking in, it looks like the Nucla Mustangs are going to down the Monticello boys by 21 points. It's 46-25 there, winding down as we are back underway here. And Roland Hall picking up where they left off, going right to the bucket and scoring as Chen scores. And now the ball out of bounds on a tip from Daly. Had the shot swatted, and that goes out of bounds. Another block for Roland Hall. I've got them for 2 now, and I didn't even mention that in the first half stats. Yeah, it looks like it's not a final yet for Monticello, it doesn't look like, but getting real close. And now the Broncos turn the ball over on the inbound play here, and so they ultimately don't even get an opportunity at the bucket right here. And so finding themselves down by 17, and the Wing Lions get the ball back and running it across with a little stutter step is Sering, and now he'll get around Brigham Nielsen and will back it out, misses the jumper though, and pulled down by San Juan. So the Broncos with it back in the offensive end. Baseline drive for Keaton Ivins, and he is clobbered under the basket, and it is a foul. He'll shoot 2. And that was one of those money-worth fouls right there. That's getting everything you can on that. And let's see, it's going to be the third on Landon Brady, and the first for either team here in the second half, as Keaton Ivins makes the first of 2 foul shots, and that's the Broncos' first point in a while. Second shot is on the way and rims in. A nice little roll for Ivins. He has 2, and the Broncos back to within 15. It's 39-24. The winner of this game takes on either American Heritage or Enterprise tomorrow at 3 in the winner's game, and the loser's game will be at 1:30 tomorrow, same opponents. Here's a 3 for Luke Dowdle as he picks up where he left off as well. The hot hand, and he now has 14 on the night. No shot for Jake Ivins here. Looks like he was fouled and will shoot 2. And this is on maybe Ian Malore here, number 34. Referee faces away from us when he makes the signal here, so good thing we have the scoreboard, and it is Malore, his first. The second for Roland Hall. It's a shooting foul. So Jake Ivins at the line hits the first. And the Broncos are within 17, but down 42-25. And this second shot bounces off and a foul in the ensuing play in favor, against San Juan, I should say. And so it'll be Roland Hall basketball. And the ball went out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be the third. That can't be right. Keaton Ivins, I don't have for any, but that may be who I missed. I'm not sure. That's the third on Keaton Ivins apparently. Now the Broncos steal, and it's stolen right back. And so the 2 teams trade steals here, and now a 3 on the way is good. And I didn't see, I think, is that number 34, Malore, scoring? So the big 3 for Malore. He has 6 on the night, and Roland Hall continues to pour it on here, up by 20 now, 45-25. Jake Ivins is stuffed, but it's not clean. It's going to be a foul on Rafael Andre. So his first of the night, I believe, will put Jake Ivins to the line again. And it is the third for Roland Hall here in the third quarter, as Jake Ivins will toe the line. 6:16 to go in the third quarter now. San Juan down by 20 in this one, and Ivins' first shot rims out. And so that's really been the mantra for San Juan lately when they've been having success, is strong foul shooting. With that one right there, they dropped to 5 of 8, but Ivins cleans it up right here, and that makes it 45-26. Now a foul coming down court as Malore was driving, but it looks like it's going to be against Jake Ivins right on the far sideline in his third. And so the Broncos now starting to get into foul trouble as well. And Roland Hall has it in the offensive end. And they'll go down into the corner. A three on the way from Chen. No. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos can run it up, and Jake Ivins will score and a foul. So the Broncos finally get a little life on the offense here, and Jake Ivins has 6. He'll try to make it 7 with an add 1 here. And I think the final there at Dove Creek was the Nucla boys 46, Monticello 25. And so Nucla victorious in both the boys and girls games on our air already today. And unless something major happens here for San Juan, the Broncos also are down by quite a bit here in this one. They do eat away at it a little bit here with a three-point play from Jake Ivins. And now pressing, and it's going to result in a turnover. An interception for San Juan. A couple tries for Brigham Nielsen here. And unfortunately for San Juan, unable to score. But the Broncos did intercept the basketball. It was actually a turnover for Roland Hall. And now the press will continue, but this time the Wing Lions break it. Pulling up from inside the arc, missing the jumper, is Max Rahovet. Rebounded by San Juan, though. They run it up, and a shot is blocked under there as Brigham Nielsen went up. But it looks like it was just a block. And so a missed two-point try for Brigham Nielsen, and the third block of the day for Roland Hall unofficially. And now San Juan gets it in, and immediately fouled is Brigham Nielsen. He'll go to the line, and this time I think the foul's going to be on Rahovet. It would be his first. It is the 5th, so the Broncos move into the bonus. It's the 5th on the Wing Lions here in this third quarter. So indeed, San Juan will be shooting. And there's still 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. So that may help the Broncos if they can start heating up from the line. Brigham Nielsen makes the first here. And now all 5 San Juan starters are on the stat sheet with points. And Brigham hits both, so make it 2 for him. And San Juan is back to within 14. It's 45-31. Broncos pressing, but Yeshi Searing comes out of there, drives, kicks. A straightaway 3 is well short from William Chin. And rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos run it up. Underneath the basket, losing it is Jake Ivins. And Roland Hall coming back the other way, pushing and transition. A travel will be called on Searing, and that's a break for San Juan, as instead of the bucket that he scored, it's a turnover to Roland Hall. And San Juan will get it back here, down by 14 still, 45-31. Just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. As Jake Ivins saves time at midcourt. Now he has a wide open look straight away. Just working a give and go. Now he bounces it in. And Anthony Doan sends it back out. Doan was moving left and was able to scoop that ball out of the middle. Now Jake Ivins through traffic, up off the glass and good. A right-hand finish is nice for the Bronco Jr. And San Juan's back to within 12, 45-33. Now San Juan steals as they press. And it'll be a foul on Roland Hall. The Broncos will go to the line, and that's what you want the press to produce right there. As it's a turnover plus the foul and shots coming, and it's the second to the Wing Lions leading scorer, Yeshi Searing. And Anthony Doan hits nothing but net on the front end here. He's up to 11 points with that, and it's 45-34. So San Juan inching back in this one, and Doan drains the second of the 2 foul shots. So it's down to a 10-point deficit. Here's Roland Hall on the run. Right now the press working for San Juan. Here's a 3 out of the corner, no good for Rahovet, and rebounded once again by San Juan. It's just a broken record here, and it's allowing San Juan to come back in as Jake Ivins scores, and the Broncos have gone on a little run. And they were down by over 20 and are now back to within 8 points. It's 45-37. Timeout with 4:34 to go in this third quarter. We'll take a quick break ourselves. Stay with us. Live from Enterprise High School. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, Creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Well, it's a round-robin tournament here this weekend with San Juan boys, Roland Hall, American Heritage, and, of course, Enterprise all here this weekend. And just doing a real quick 2-game round-robin. And now Yeshi Searing is called for the travel here, or the double dribble, and that will be a turnover to Roland Hall. And all of a sudden the Broncos inching back in this one, and they've got an opportunity to make it a 3-possession game right here. Down by 8 right now, but they've got the basketball in the front court. Here's a 3 for Nielsen, yes! And suddenly the Broncos are back to within 5, and you can see the excitement on the San Juan sideline, and now the Broncos steal again. Anthony Doan with the over-under scores off the glass from the left side, and the Broncos are within 3. It's a 1-possession game on a 3-point bucket. So the Broncos are indeed making it a game here in the second half as Roland Hall has it back inside the arc. Now it's stolen by Brigham Nielsen, but stolen right back by Roland Hall. And the Wing Lions just, I guess the shot clock doesn't reset. Now a shot block for Anthony Doan as the Broncos get their first of those today. Angus Hickman no good on the 3 on that play. And the Broncos bring it down into the offensive end, and it's going to be a travel against Jagger Neves. And so that will turn it back over to Roland Hall. But the Broncos, the big story is they're back within 3 and have made what wasn't a game into a game here. And give them credit on the full court press. That is what is creating turnovers and leading to points here in this third quarter. And we've still got just under 3.5 to go in the quarter. Now the Broncos steal again. Keaton Ivins down court for the layup with the left hand. He doesn't score, but he draws the foul. And he will shoot 2. This will be the first on Luke Dowdle, who is the leading scorer tonight. So the Broncos with the steal again. And they've got 4 of those now on the night. 5 for Roland Hall, but Keaton Ivins unable to make the front end of this 2-shot trip here, and so he stays at 2 points. The lead remains 45-42, but now Ivins makes the second of the 2 and pulls the Broncos back to within 2. And now San Juan pressing at midcourt, and Roland Hall's going to get numbers down below, but look at this great effort by Anthony Doan to come back to the baseline in time, and he thought that was knocked out of bounds by Roland Hall. He did a great job to get back and knock that away, but it will be given to Roland Hall here to keep in the offensive end. So the Wing Lions up 45-43. They were up by, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was 18 at the half, but then they scored the opening 2 buckets, I believe, and we're up by more than 20 to start out this third quarter. But now we see San Juan back to within 2 points. And what is being called here? There's a foul being called, or they're changing the shot clock, it looks like. So they're getting the shot clock correct. And Roland Hall inbounds the basketball, but it's going to be intercepted again by San Juan, and it's the Broncos defense that's making it happen. But here's a missed layup by Jagger Neves from underneath. And the Bull in the China shop can't get the bucket to fall, and Roland Hall will answer right back. And it was William Chin scoring on the run. And San Juan with it back in the offensive end, down once again by 4 points. Anthony Doan inside the free throw line. Kicks to Brigham Nielsen. Right wing 3 is off. Rebound by San Juan, though, and another attempt is no good from Keaton Ivins. Another rebound for San Juan. And now Jagger Neves' 3 from the left wing is no good. So 3 misses in a row. And finally Roland Hall on the run back, and that was the momentum you didn't want right there. As immediately coming down and scoring is Luke Dowdle. And so the misses right there for San Juan, leading to the points for Roland Hall. And suddenly it's back up to a 6-point lead for the Wing Lions. There's a very physical block on Anthony Doan's shot from the right wing or from the baseline, and it looks like a foul to Luke Dowdle. So it will ultimately result in shots, but for Keaton Ivins here. And for Luke Dowdle, his third in the ball game over the back here, but the Broncos are well into the bonus, so Ivins will drain the first here, and he has 4 points. San Juan gets back to within 5 with that, 49-44 now. And still plenty of time left in this game, over 10 minutes to go, as we've got 2:08 left in the third quarter. And I'm not sure what the delay is here. Keaton Ivins awaiting his second foul shot. I don't know if they're asking Jagger Neves to tuck in his jersey, I guess. They're asking Jagger to tuck in his brother. The jersey, Neves' jersey. It's tough. I know it's rough. Thank you. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, Keaton Ivins makes the second foul shot. And so it's 49-45. The Broncos pull back to within 4. And this has been a very hard-fought third quarter, I should say, second half so far for San Juan. They've really employed the full-court press, and it has been paying dividends, and it will again as Jagger Neves knocks it away. Now gets a pass under the basket, has to have help, and finds Jake Ivins. He's in traffic, and he's fouled as he goes up. He'll go to the line. And it looks like this is going to be maybe on Ian Malore again, would be his second. No, he's coming off, so I'm guessing it was him, and they've got it as his third. So that I'm now seeing all the fouls I missed in the first quarter as Malore has third. So both teams in a bit of foul trouble here. Jake Ivins is playing with 3. R.J. Daly is as well. Excuse me, that's not correct. I'm looking at points here. Jake Ivins misses the first of the 2 foul shots here. Makes the second, though, so make it 49-46. Under 2 to go. San Juan knocks it away. This press is really working for the Broncos, but back out of bounds off Jake Ivins. So San Juan just continues to run the press here, and it's giving Roland Hall trouble, and now it'll force a double dribble at midcourt, and San Juan will get the turnover. And so the Broncos have really been forcing turnovers and scoring points here in this third quarter. And once again, they've got a chance to make this a one-possession game. Jagger Neves right through the meat of the defense. Can't get the left-hand finish, though. And rebounded by Roland Hall. So Jagger Neves has had a couple layup opportunities that he hasn't been able to finish on. And the Broncos stay within 3 here, but Jagger's done a great job knocking the ball away from Roland Hall and forcing turnovers. Here's a 3 out of the left corner, no good for Chin. And on the rebound, a foul to San Juan. And this will be just their third in the quarter, and the second to Justice Black. And there's a 5-second violation on the inbound play for Roland Hall's leading scorer, Yeshi Searing. So there's a mistake, an error, unforced error by Roland Hall, and that'll turn it back over to San Juan. 7 turnovers on the night now to Roland Hall. And that's unofficial, of course, but the Broncos have forced a bunch of them here in the second half. And now San Juan has it in the offensive end, down by 3. There's a 9-foot jumper for Anthony Doan, no good. And on the rebound, a whistle and a jump ball here will go to Roland Hall. So the Wing Lions will get it back with 1:10 to go in the third quarter. And again, if you're just joining us, this is a round-robin tournament in Enterprise High School here. And the winner's going to play at 3 tomorrow against either American Heritage or Enterprise. Here's a Jayton Knight 3 out of the right corner, no good. And rebounded or brought down by Roland Hall. They run the floor. Missing the shot is 15. And we got to get to the bench here for that. That's Max Rehovic. San Juan with the defensive board. And down in the ensuing action down here, a lot of battling underneath of the basketball and some stumbling and bumbling. It was a travel. I think that ball, Roland Hall had gotten the ball away and then traveled to turn it back over to San Juan. So a steal for Roland Hall and then followed up with the turnover. And the Broncos will reset here in the offensive end. Jayton Knight 3 out of the corner. Yes! Jayton Knight hits his first 3 of the night, and we are all tied with 35 seconds to go, and now the press forces another turnover. A Jake Ivins three from the far side is no good, and a foul on the rebound against Roland Hall. And the Broncos will shoot. No, it was against San Juan, pardon me. Foul against San Juan with 30 seconds to go. And the first against Jagger Neves. And boy, this press has, to say the least, been working for San Juan. Now they let them play underneath, and the Broncos intercept the basketball. As Roland Hall turns it over, Jagger Neves through traffic. Can't get the shot to go, but there's Justice Black to follow it up. And the Broncos have taken the lead for the first time since very early in the game on Justice Black's field goal from underneath, and now a missed shot from the near side here. I'm going to say that was William Chins for three. And the ball bounces out of bounds off San Juan, so a dead ball rebound for Roland Hall. And the Wing Lions will inbound the basketball from the offensive baseline with just over 3 seconds to go. And all of a sudden, the Broncos back on top. They led very briefly early on in the game, and now Roland Hall gets it in. They get a quick shot from the right side, and it's off the mark from Luke Dowdle for three. And the Broncos have stormed back from being down by 20-plus in this one to take a 51-49 lead into the fourth quarter. It's a round-robin tournament in Enterprise, and we will take a break. We'll be back out for the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Utah is our home, unique in its strengths and struggles. And sadly, suicide in Utah is one of our greatest challenges. So people across the state are coming together to answer the call, to change our culture around suicide and mental health, to give hope and provide genuine help. Together, we can get through, lift up, look ahead, and live on. Learn how you can reach out at liveonutah.org.
Blue Mountain Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Back live to Enterprise High School. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in. One final quarter here tonight in the first game of a round-robin tournament at Enterprise High School. It's the San Juan Broncos leading the Roland Hall Wing Lions 51-49 as we open the fourth quarter here tonight. The Broncos were down by more than 20 in the third quarter, but a travel against Jake Ivins here will turn the ball over to Roland Hall. So the Broncos unable to score on their first possession, but now it's turned back over by Roland Hall. And the Broncos will run the floor. Jake Ivins is fouled as he goes to the bucket, and he will go to the line and shoot a couple. It'll be the third on William Chin and the first for either team in this fourth quarter as we are just underway. It's a full weekend of high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live with the Monticello girls and boys playing at the Bulldog Classic in Dove Creek. The San Juan boys playing in this round-robin tournament at Enterprise High School, and I'm not sure the times tomorrow, but we'll have 3 more games for you on the air. And the Broncos trying to play the 3 o'clock game if they can beat Roland Hall here. And Jake Ivins, there's some discussion over at the far side in front of the scorer's table. Maybe, not sure if there's a scoring issue here or what, but it was foul shots for Jake Ivins. He missed the first. Second on the way, nothing but net. So the Broncos stretched their lead to 3. Believe it or not, that matches their largest lead of this game. And that was way back at the beginning of the game. And now the officials are discussing something on the far sideline, and they're going to have to get with the Roland Hall coach as well, Zach Alvidrez, and looks like everybody's satisfied, and we are back to quick action here. 3 out of the right corner is good for Luke Dowdle, and we're tied again. 52 all as these two teams are trading it here. And actually, I guess I've gotten some points wrong somewhere. So
they added 2 when they did this foul shot.
Okay, so I guess maybe Jake Ivins made both foul shots, and I had a missing one. So it must have been 2 foul shots for Ivins. I'll fix that. But meanwhile, Anthony Doan scores again for San Juan. Well, I've got wrong points for Roland Hall as well. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I've got 52 for Roland Hall, so somehow I've gotten off everywhere. So I have to talk with you about that and figure that out. But here's a shot no good for Searing as he drived in and rebounded by San Juan. Broncos back up the other way. Jake Ivins to the baseline, kicks to the corner, and a 3 is good for Jayton Knight, who has 6 2 3-point baskets off the bench. The Broncos are up by 7 with 6.5 minutes to go. And let's see if I can figure out what I got wrong here. So
I think he shot a 2 instead of a 3. Right?
Okay, so I've got to change the value of 1, and then I've got to get Jake Ivins's, let's see. Yeah, Dowdle was given a 2, I guess. Let's change that. And then let's also get Jake Ivins's missed free throw deleted. And then let's give him a foul shot just out in the middle of the open air here. And there we go. 58-51 is the score. What a rally for the San Juan Broncos in this one. And if they can hang on and win over Roland Hall, they'll take on the winner between American Heritage and Enterprise coming up later tonight, right after this one. And the 2 winners will face off at 3 tomorrow afternoon. The 2 teams that lose in this first game, these first games tonight, will face each other at 1:30. High school hoops tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, and Jones and DeMille Engineering. A big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. We're back to action, and the notorious and incredible full court press continues for the San Juan Broncos. I ran out of adjectives there. This full court press has forced a ton of turnovers in this second half and has been the absolute main reason why the Broncos are back in this one. And boy, they must have had a good talking to with Coach Nielsen. I'm really looking forward to hearing what he said to the team in that halftime period, because they have come out on fire in this second half as Roland Hall turns the ball over here. Their 11th turnover in this game, and most of those here in the second half. And the Broncos press has just netted tons of points. They were down by as much as 20+ in this one, and they have stormed back to take a 7-point lead with under 6 to go in the game. Still a lot of work to do, but the Broncos holding the lead now. Here's Jake Ivins on the run. Off the glass, it was partially deflected, no good. And on a third try, the Broncos score, and the foul for Jake Ivins. So he missed, Trip Palmer missed, and then Ivins scores and gets the add 1 opportunity. So a couple of offensive boards that time for San Juan as the Broncos staying with it both on offense and defense. And a chance at a 3-point play, and Jake Ivins drains it. And suddenly it's the Broncos up by double digits, 61-51 with 5:38 to go now in this game. And San Juan has definitely been a finishing team all year, both on the football field and now on the basketball court, as they found some new life. And boy, it looked like Roland Hall was going to run away with this one, but the press in the second half has just netted tons of momentum for San Juan. They steal again here, and they come down and score. Anthony Doan with the layup, and now coming the other way, missing the shot is Meller, and then on a follow-up, Brady has the shot blocked, but it looks like Brady will follow it up here. So there was a block in there for San Juan, and an offensive rebound at least for Roland Hall. Now Trip Palmer is unable to score for San Juan, and so that breaks up the momentum a little bit, and now Roland Hall, who's within 10, has possession with 4:50 to go in the game. They'll drive it into the paint, spinning away from Jagger Neves, and then they'll kick over to the far side. Ian Malore drains the 3. 63-56 now is the lead for San Juan. So it's been trimmed to just 7 points. Anthony Doan with a couple spins, a little fake shot, and he's unable to score it, though. It rolls off the rim, and Roland Hall comes down with the board, and now they'll run it up, and the roll will fall off, but it's mishandled underneath. Now Trip Palmer battling under there, and it's going to be a travel, I think, on Roland Hall, or a timeout for San Juan. So the Broncos possessed enough to call the timeout with 4:17 to go, so they'll hang on to the 63-56 lead and the basketball. And this has turned into a fun game when it looked like it wasn't going to be. And we are glad you've joined us to finish off our last broadcast of tonight. 3 more coming up for you tomorrow, but we are brought to you in part once again by Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug and Boutique, San Juan Credit Union, TaylorMade Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. And once again, a big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. And I don't believe we'll be mentioning you outright here for the remainder of the broadcast, but we will get you one final mention during the close tonight. So again, a big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. And, boy, the San Juan Broncos down by more than 20 in the second half, have stormed back to lead now 63-56. They've been up by as much as 10 here in this fourth quarter, and chalk it up to the full court press. They have been pressing like champs here tonight. And the Broncos now will have the basketball off alternating possession. And the San Juan will set it up in the offensive end. Jake Knight handing to Ivins. Jake Ivins, drive through traffic, score, and a foul. How many times has Jake Ivins been to the line tonight to complete a three-point play? And with that bucket, he takes over the scoring lead of the game with 19 points. And let's see. I don't know if I missed a Roland Hall foul, but that is the 4th now on Ian Malore. And Ivins gets the roll on the shot, so he's the first shooter tonight to move to 20 points on the evening, and the Broncos' lead is back up to 10. Here's Roland Hall with it in the offensive end. Left corner 3 for Malore, in and out. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos will walk it up. Anthony Doan taking more time this time, as we're down to 3:40 to go in this game. Jake Ivins through traffic. The right-hand finish is no good. And rebounded by Roland Hall. Another great drive through traffic for Jake Ivins, but unable that time to score it. And here's Yeshi Sering for Roland Hall. Hands off. Shot no good, but drawing the foul and shooting 2 is Landon Brady. And this will be apparently on Keaton Ivins. I thought he signaled 4, but it's 5, and that's 4, it looks like, on Ivins. So I've definitely missed some fouls on Keaton Ivins. And for San Juan, it's just their first in this half. Or I'm sorry, in this quarter. And making both foul shots that time is Brady. So they pull back to within 8 on that series. It's 66-58. 3:15 left in the game, though. The Broncos' press has been the big story here in this second half. Here's Anthony Doan spinning from the top of the key, handing off to Jayton Knight, and now to Brigham Nielsen. Back down into the right corner here. Doan kicks it back to the left side, and now a left wing 3 is short from Brigham Nielsen. The ball pulled down by Roland Hall, and a foul against San Juan is forthcoming. And it looks like, I'm not sure actually what that was. Oh, yeah, it's the third foul on Anthony Doan. So Doan's third, and it's a reset here for Roland Hall, and they'll walk it in. Now San Juan unable to press. A little pick and roll, but Brigham Nielsen gets around that no problem to continue defending Sering. Sering will hand off. Moving left from right is Chen. He can't make the layup, and it's rebounded by San Juan. And now coming back the other way, it was Brigham Nielsen going up for the shot. He's fouled and will go to the line. And it looks like that's going to be the 4th on Luke Dowdle. And so several players starting to really get into foul trouble here. We are down to just over 2.5 left in this game, and the Broncos are in the bonus, so are shooting for the duration. Brigham Nielsen unable to make it pay off, though, as he misses on the front end here. Second shot forthcoming. And Brigham Nielsen at the line. Again, the Broncos up 66-58 after trailing by over 20 in this game, but Brigham Nielsen misses both of the foul shots here, and Roland Hall has a chance to pull back to within 6. Here is Luke Dowdle with the basketball, driving around Jayton Knight. Now kicks. On the drive is Chin, and he walks with the basketball. That'll turn it back over, so no shot. And it'll be coming back the other way for San Juan. And now a little press showing here for the Wing Lions. And we'll see if the Broncos can break this press. 2:19 to go in this ball game. And San Juan has stormed back to lead 66-58. And Jake Ivins will just get it across the line. So the press backed off from Roland Hall, and the Broncos get it in no problem. Now it's Jagger Neves handing off to Anthony Doan. Down low on the baseline to Keaton Ivins. Baseline drive now for Doan. Tried to send it across. It was deflected by Dowdle and then apparently went off Doan and out of bounds. So the Broncos will turn it back over to Roland Hall. And the Wing Lions again continue to have trouble with this San Juan press. The Broncos force the turnover. And now Jake Ivins almost lost it, but he's able to possess and gives Easton Nielsen a chance to call a timeout over on the far sideline so the Broncos can talk it over. So the Broncos have forced so many turnovers in this second half on their rally here, a little comeback trail. And the Broncos up 66-58 as we're into the final couple minutes here. And they want to keep scoring points, obviously, while holding off this Roland Hall offense. I'm really surprised to not see more people coming in here tonight in this round-robin tournament. Enterprise, the host team, is getting set to host American Heritage tonight in what promises to be a fun game between a couple good teams. And then the winner of this one will face the winner of that one tomorrow at 3. And the Broncos are hoping it's going to be them. And it is Bronco basketball here, inbounding from the far sideline. Folks are starting to trickle in at this point. Obviously, the hometown Enterprise Wolves are the big draw tonight. And they have the nighttime affair, the final game of this first day of this round-robin tournament. JV teams were also playing today. So I know the San Juan boys JV team beat Roland Hall in their matchup. And the varsity boys trying to follow suit. San Juan possessing, down to 2 seconds on the shot clock. The ball's going to bounce out of bounds. And that'll be a turnover on a shot clock violation, I think, to San Juan. And that may be the first time I've gotten a chance to call that since the institution of this rule. And so the Broncos got the full 35 seconds of possession there, and it's down to 1:20 to go. Here's a three from the right side, no good for Malore. Rebounded, though, by Roland Hall, and on the ensuing play, it looks like a foul coming to San Juan's Jagger Neves. That'll be his second. Roland Hall on a nice little inbound play. Scoring immediately is Angus Hickman. So it's back to a 6-point game, 66-60. San Juan down to 1:05 to go. Nice little stutter step by Anthony Doan. Now he drives and kicks. We're down to the final minute of this game now. It's a 6-point lead for San Juan. And the Broncos offense has slowed down a bit. I don't know if they're content to just try to possess here, but they don't have a huge lead in this game. Now Jake Ivins spins to the basket, and they call him for the offensive push, it looks like, as he threw out the arm. And that will be Jake Ivins' fourth. And it's an offensive foul, so no shooting for Roland Hall. And now the Wing Lions break the press. And fouling from behind is Jake Ivins. And so I believe he's going to foul out of the game as the leading scorer with 20 points. And he will. And the coaching staff not happy about that. And so that will also put Roland Hall in the bonus and a chance to shoot. And so that was obviously not according to the game plan the San Juan coaching staff had drawn. It was a technical foul. Okay, so Jake Ivins called for a technical foul. Wow. So that is the problem there. And so that is trouble. That's going to give Roland Hall, I think, 4 shots here plus possession. But missing on the first, it looks like, is Luke Dowdle. So that's a break for San Juan. Second shot on the way, and that's right through. And so that's one of those plays where you have to set the pride aside right there and think of the team. And so that's why the coaches were so heated for San Juan, is that that's not what Jake Ivins did on that play. And now Luke Dowdle has scored on 2 of 3. He has one more shot. That pulls Roland Hall back to within 4. And the last shot is good, and so it is a 3-point game and possession for Roland Hall with 42 seconds to go. We're going to get a timeout, and the Broncos are going to have to regroup. We'll take one ourselves real quick. Stay with us. We'll come back out to Enterprise High School to finish this one off. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. I think I'll take 2 here since it's a minute.
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is by talking it out. To simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
Blue Mountain Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Hosting tonight and tomorrow, actually, and we're back for the final 42 seconds of this first game among the varsity teams. The San Juan Broncos were down by over 20 points, have rallied back to take a lead, but it's in jeopardy here as Roland Hall is pulled back to within 3 following a technical foul to Jake Ivins, and now a 3 from the right corner is no good for Roland Hall. San Juan finally comes away with the rebound after a long battle over there, and that's a huge rebound. This will force Roland Hall to foul. Angus Hickman comes up and fouls Anthony Doan from behind, and now the Broncos will go to the line and shoot a couple. And these are huge foul shots right here with still 23 seconds to go. It's still a 1-possession game right now. Roland Hall could tie with a 3, but 1 foul bucket here for Anthony Doan would go a long way, and he drains it on the front end. So 1 more would really be one of the first nails in the coffin here tonight. These are huge foul shots. That gives Anthony Doan 19 points on the night. He's going to try to make it 20. It rims out, though, so still some life for Roland Hall, and they'll run it up, obviously, with urgency. Yeshi Sering goes to the basket, but the leading scorer can't score. San Juan comes down with the rebound, and the foul to Roland Hall will put the Broncos to the line with 12 and a half seconds to go, and now the Broncos can smell victory as Brigham Nielsen will go to the line to shoot 2. Still needs to make these buckets, but, and it is I don't know, they didn't put the foul up there. Now they've got 0 fouls for Roland Hall, so they're already resetting the clock down there. They're cashing it in down there, I guess. Brigham Nielsen, meanwhile, makes the first of 2 foul shots, so that gives the Broncos a 5-point lead again. And now it really looks doable on a major comeback win tonight for San Juan as Nielsen misses the second, but Roland Hall coming back down the other way also misses. San Juan, let's see, I got the wrong button pushed there, but San Juan gets the board, and they bring it across the line, and that will close it out. What a come-from-behind win tonight, 68-63 the final for San Juan, and the Broncos will play tomorrow afternoon at 3 against the winner of either American Heritage, the team that really helped to galvanize the early portion of this season for San Juan when they beat them the other night in Blanding. So that would be a really interesting rematch here this weekend. But it's going to be either American Heritage or Enterprise later on. And actually what might be going on here is a JV game and then the varsity game possibly later on tonight to close things out. So that would be my guess is what's going on, and that's probably why we're not seeing the major crowds in here yet. So I was unaware of the full-on schedule, but now I think I'm a little bit more aware seeing it happen. So we'll take a break, and we will come back out for some final stats here of our first game. We'll also look forward to chatting with Bronco head coach Easton Nielsen here in just a minute. Stay with us. We'll return to Enterprise High School where the Broncos have downed Roland Hall 68-63 in a comeback win. Stay with us. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Hi everyone, I'm Lieutenant John Young with the San Juan County Sheriff's Office. Our job is to protect and serve those who live in this great county we call home. Youth are a very important part of our communities. It is normal for children to become more independent and mature as they get older. But parental involvement drops by half between the 6th and 12th grade when our kids need us the most. To help stay involved and connected with your children, just ask the 5 W's. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who will you be with? When will you be home? And will there be drugs or alcohol? It's not being nosy, it's being a good parent. So come on, San Juan County, let's do this.
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is by talking it out. To simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Back live to Enterprise High School. It's Rhett Sifford welcoming you back as we begin the post-game show. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. What a come-from-behind win for the San Juan Broncos here tonight over Roland Hall. We thought there'd be no way the Broncos would win this game after losing the second quarter 21-7. San Juan was down 37-22 at the break. Roland Hall scored the first couple buckets in the third quarter, and it looked like they had picked up where they left off and were just going to run away with this. But San Juan outscored the Winged Lions 29-12 in the third quarter after they deployed the full court press. And I mean, it really was the main story in this game. It completely turned the game around. The Broncos forced turnover after turnover after turnover and just were scoring relentlessly while shutting down Roland Hall, and the Broncos get a major comeback win here tonight, 68-63. Let's look at the final stats, and of course we just mentioned the scoring by 2 quarters, and then in the final frame the Broncos held on to outscore Roland Hall 17-14, and we're getting visited by Coach Easton Nielsen now, and so we're going to pass the mic around. But Coach, wow, what did you tell those kids at halftime? That's what I need to know.
Oh, geez. Well, we had a little heart-to-heart situation at halftime because we didn't get off the bus until the third quarter. We broke it down to very simple things, though. We needed to come out and we needed to execute our defensive game plan, which we did not do a very good job of in the first half. We came out and added pressure through a different method. We threw a different press on them that turned out to work a lot better than what we had started with, and that was good. But overall, I mean, we just came out and we just said we need to get one stop at a time and one good shot at a time, and we'll be able to find our way back into it because we believe we belong on the floor. We belong on. We ought to get a win today is what we were thinking. So.
Well, what a finish, Coach. And, I mean, obviously the press was really fun to watch. I mean, you guys just completely shut them down and were scoring relentlessly, and impressive defensive adjustment for you guys in that second half.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way we executed in the second half. The boys, to their credit, they came out, they refocused. We have an acronym that we use. It's WIN, what's important now. Obviously, it spells win. The important thing that we had to do was come out and play better defense and give ourselves opportunities in transition, and that's exactly what we did.
Well, you're going to get to play in the 3 o'clock game tomorrow against the winner of the game that's coming up after this one. And so I know you don't know your official opponent yet, but what will you do the remainder of the night, and how will you prepare for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw American Heritage last Friday, and to be truthful, if you were to ask many of our players this week what they wanted for Christmas, they wanted to see that team again. And so that may happen, and if not, Enterprise is a team we're very familiar with, and so we know what both of these teams are capable of bringing. We do believe that we're going to be ready to compete tomorrow, but for tonight's sake, we're going to go and make sure that we're able to rest up, ice up, obviously, get some food in these guys and get ready to go tomorrow.
Well, I know, like you said, it wasn't the first half you wanted, but to see your team finishing like they've finished lately and coming back like they did with a lot of heart in the second half, I know that's encouraging.
It was very encouraging, and that's a team that, we've done this a few times now. This is becoming a part of our identity is, if we get punched, we're ready to punch back, and sometimes we just have to refocus ourselves and get back out and execute, but this is something that we've done repeatedly, and I had full confidence going into halftime that we would do that again today.
All right, it was very fun to watch in the second half. Good basketball from you guys. Thanks a lot, Coach, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I want to say thanks to Coach Easton Nielsen for chatting with us right in the middle of my stats rundown here, the post-game show. So good to talk with him, obviously, with the schedule we've got going on this weekend with 3 games each day. Depending on the schedule tomorrow, we may or may not get a chance to do a pregame interview, but it's nice to be able to talk with Coach Easton Nielsen after these games. And, I mean, especially after one like this when it was almost 2 entirely different teams between the first half and the second half. And, boy, what character in the second half for the Broncos. Had to come back from down more than 20. And just want to continue looking at it stats-wise here. And the Broncos, who shot well under, I think they were, I don't remember if they were about 28% maybe shooting in the first half, so they didn't get a whole lot better, but it was enough. They ended up the day 33%, 21 of 63 from the floor. They were 16 of 42 from inside the arc for 38%. From beyond the arc, 5 of 21 for 24%. And then the free throw line, this is really where they were getting it done. They finished the day 70%, just like you want to, 21 of 30. And so they got those opportunities. They got to the line, and they made the most of those opportunities like they have been in any of the games they've been winning this season, so that's a big key. They out-rebounded Roland Hall in this game, 35-28 unofficially. It was 13 turnovers for the Winged Lions, most of those in the second half, most of those caused by the press for San Juan. The Broncos turned the ball over 9 times in this game. Again, all this unofficial. And then steal-wise, 6 steals for Roland Hall and 5 for San Juan. So the Broncos losing in that department. And then in blocked shots, there were 3 blocked shots for Roland Hall and 2 for San Juan. The shooting department for Roland Hall, 23 of 57 on the evening for 40%. And let's see, from 2-point range, 14 of 33, that's 42%. 3-point shots, 9 of 24 for 38%, so they were pretty good from beyond the arc. And 8 of 14 from the line for 57%. Individual scoring, it was Luke Dowdle leading the way for them with 21 points, and in fact that was a game high ultimately. And let's see, 9 points for Ian Meller, 9 also for William Chin. It was an 8-point night for Landon Brady in the loss, 7 points for Angus Hickman. 5 for Yeshi Sering, who came into that game as the leading scorer for Roland Hall. A 3-point night tonight for Max Rehovit, and 1 point for Noah Bakazi for Roland Hall. The 3-point baskets, they finished with 9. And let's see, it was 4 for Luke Dowdle, who had an amazing night from beyond the arc. Ian Malore hit 3 of them. And let's see, 2 each for William Chin and Angus Hickman. For San Juan, it was Jake Ivins leading the way. He actually fouled out of the game, plus was called for a technical foul when he had 20 points. So he led scoring for San Juan, and then he took a big chewing once he got the technical foul, and that really made it a little tense. It allowed Roland Hall to pull back to within 3 and also have possession, but they never scored after those buckets from Luke Dowdle. And so that was a bonus. The Broncos were able to finish it off, and the technical foul from Jake Ivins did not hurt San Juan. Anthony Doan helped him out tonight. He had 19 points. So both of those players in double-digit scoring. And then let's see, it was a 6-point night for both Brigham Nielsen and Jayton Knight. Jayton Knight, of course, 2 3-point baskets off the bench in a big situation for San Juan tonight in the second half. It was a 5-point night for Justice Black and Keaton Ivins. And then let's see, 3 points for R.J. Daly and 2 apiece for Jagger Neves and Trip Palmer. San Juan had 5 3-pointers on the night. I already mentioned 2 of those for Jayton Knight, and then 1 each for Brigham Nielsen, R.J. Daly, and Anthony Doan. So the Broncos were still kind of sitting here stunned a little bit. Down by more than 20 in that game, stormed back to beat Roland Hall 68-63. So we know they're going to play at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in the championship game, if you will, of this round-robin tournament. And we don't know who it's going to be. It'll either be American Heritage, who I think is favored, or it will be the host Enterprise Wolves. And so you heard Coach Nielsen saying that a lot of the players are eyeballing a possible rematch with American Heritage, who, when we look back on this season, you might be able to give credit for making the Broncos better and making their season for them, because it was in that loss last week that San Juan really kind of started to come together as a team against American Heritage, and it really we'll look back on it might be a major turning point in the season, and it'll be fun to see how the rest of the year goes. But that would be a fun rematch tomorrow, but equally fun would be a matchup with the host Wolves, and so we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I believe that last game tonight is scheduled to tip off at 7:30 maybe this evening, maybe 7 o'clock. And at any rate, we'll follow that, and we'll let you know tomorrow once we start our broadcast at the Bulldog Classic in Dove Creek where that's going to or who that's going to be against. We do know it's going to tip at 3 o'clock. So depending on the schedule in Dove Creek tomorrow, I would be on the air for a pregame at 2:30, but I'm not sure. There may be some conflicts, and so it could be a kind of in and out thing like we did today, where we have to kind of interrupt a Monticello broadcast possibly to come back out here for the championship game. Both Monticello teams suffering losses today to Nucla at the Bulldog Classic in Dove Creek. So stay tuned, and we'll get you started tomorrow with another full day of high school hoops. But for us here tonight at Enterprise High School, that's going to close things out. And we do want to say some thanks before we truly finish it off. Thanks to all the sponsors for making the broadcast possible. We will hit you up one final time by name here during the close. Thanks to all the listeners and the viewers tonight. You're, of course, the reason why we do these broadcasts. Thanks to Caleb Carr for making this long trip to Enterprise with me and doing the video side for us on StreamUtah.Live. Always does an excellent job flying solo tonight. So thanks very much, Caleb. That'll do it for us here tonight. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock as the San Juan Broncos take on either Enterprise or American Heritage for the Enterprise Round Robin Championship. And until tomorrow, it's Rhett Sifford saying so long from Enterprise High School on behalf of Caleb Carr. Have a great night, high school hoops fans.
High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.